Have seen it. I had the opportunity and the chance to see the newest Spider-Man film ahead of its theatrical release. By having the honor and privilege to get invited to the world premiere of Spider-Man Brand New Day. And here are my honest thoughts about this film. Spider-Man Brand New Day is an amazing film. Almost near perfect film, especially when it gets to be its own Spider-Man movie, instead of setting up the future for the MCU. This has got to be the most mature Tom Holland Spider-Man I have ever seen, heavily inspired by Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. And that means so much to us TMzone fans. Also, Insomniac Spider-Man fans are gonna love this film because the fighting scenes in this film are so reminiscent to the Insomniac Spider-Man video game. Brand New Day is definitely my favorite live-action Spider-Man film up to date. Without a doubt, Tom Holland gives his best performance as Spider-Man. And I truly believe this is the strongest we have ever seen Tom Holland as Peter Parker. This emotional arc is truly fantastic. This film, this story, goes places that I never, ever expected. And it pulls your heartstrings at the right moments. Quite possibly the best Marvel Studios film that has ever been released. Absolutely loaded with talent, with top performances with Tom Holland and Zendaya. Jon Bernthal as Frank Castle in this film was the right decision. I honestly thought he was just going to be a side character where he's just right there in the film, but boy, did he prove me wrong. The dynamic between the Punisher and Spider-Man in this film was truly phenomenal. I don't want to give out spoilers, but Frank Castle, man, his character just keeps improving and getting better and better every time he shows up on the screen. If you really thought the MCU died after Endgame, think again. This film was thoughtfully crafted and easily a genre-defining classic. Not only one of the best MCU films ever released, but also Tom Holland's best Spider-Man film yet. Also, the way Destin Daniel was able to create the web swings in this film, it definitely beats the TMzone movies. I'm sorry, I love Andrew Garfield, I love his swingings in the films, but this beats the cake. Destin Daniel Cretton understood the assignment and he delivered. Truly an amazing film, brilliant, remarkable, spectacular. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 and I'll definitely be rewatching it this week. Spider-Man Brand New Day, only in theaters July 31st.
The best performance that Tom Holland has ever given in a Spider-Man movie, full stop. Let's talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. I went to the premiere last night, but this will still be a fair and balanced review. Also, can I be your movie guy? I'm not gonna lie to you, I went into this movie cautious as hell because I thought it was going to repeat the mistakes of Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2, given that it looked very overstuffed with everything happening with Hulk, everything happening with Scorpion, everything happening with the Hand. It just seemed like there was a lot going on in this movie. And although the movie is a tad bit too long and overstuffs itself with ideas, it uses a lot of the elements that I was afraid of pretty damn well. First and foremost, Tom Holland is at his absolute best as Peter Parker. He is asked to do so much emotionally, physically. This is the most tactile and accessible Peter Parker that we have ever gotten on screen, period. From his New York accent, to his quips to bad guys, to his interaction with characters like Punisher and Bruce Banner, dare I say this may be the best version of Spider-Man that we've ever gotten on screen. Another huge highlight, this movie looks absolutely gorgeous. You can tell that this movie is shot primarily on location, but a lot of this looks like it was lit naturally as well, which gives a character to the city of New York. Sound design goes crazy. Listening to the sound of his webs as he's holding on and swinging, one of the most underrated things about this movie that I think we should be talking about. So, very small detail. I love the look and feel of his suit, the way it kind of just hangs on him, like drapes over his body and flaps in the wind like a real suit would. But this movie also does an amazing job of tackling the emotional turmoil of Peter Parker. And it was these moments that had me the most invested in the movie. Spider-Man's interaction with Punisher are fun and don't sacrifice the tone of either character. I think the way Bruce Banner was used sparingly and wisely and gets him back to the place that we miss Bruce Banner to be at. And I'll try to touch on Sadie Sink without spoiling anything, but I do believe that this is where the movie starts to get a little kind of like overstuffed with ideas. The introduction of Sadie Sink's character is more than welcome and introduces a fair bit of gravitas and weight to this story. The addition to her character is more than welcome, and she does bring a fair bit of gravitas and does amazing in the role, but what she brings to this, the baggage that she brings, her backstory feels like a hat on a hat when you compare her story to that of Spider-Man, and it feels like the filmmakers try to put an oval like peg into a round hole. Yes, there may be some overlap, but it's not always a seamless fit. For me personally, I just wish that if they were going to like touch on her story, dive fully into it and focus on that, or just kind of like enter her into a Spider-Man story. It just feels like There's two things going on. But nonetheless, I enjoyed her character very much. I could see the vision of what was happening. And when you really think about it, it does create a full circle moment when we think about Spider-Man's first appearance in the MCU. Spider-Man Brand New Day may have brought us one of the most perfect iterations of Spider-Man to date, with a sophisticated and emotionally complex storyline that almost could be compared to Spider-Man 2. It's not as good, and I don't think it's as good as the Spider-Verse movies, but it is a strong entry into the Spider-Man franchise. It may have bit off more than it could chew, but sometimes a little extra food on your plate is okay.
I've seen Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I cannot sugarcoat. We won! To put it simple, it's the best live-action Spider-Man since Spider-Man 2. It's the best mental health cure since Spider-Man 2. That entire third act, I was weeping and sobbing like a baby. My lip was quivering so bad, my whole body turned into Hydro Man. It's easily Tom Holland's best Spider-Man film, and a telltale reminder that sincerity is back on the menu. It's his most mature film, most earnest, and it really does harken back to those Raimi films. For me, it's very reminiscent of Spider-Man 2.
Oh, brother.
But it's the Uno reverse, where in Spider-Man 2, his personal life is bleeding into his spider life and ruining that. In this, his spider life is consuming him, so it's ruining his personal life. Since the events of No Way Home, Peter is alone. He's isolated. He's broke. And you feel that in this film. And from this internal struggle of isolation, you get this beautiful message about togetherness, camaraderie, and you're not alone. That nearly, dead ass had me like I was a baby. Like I literally I had uncontrollable tears. That third act, y'all, is truly an emotional gut punch. They made some decisions, specifically with some certain speeches and who's giving them that. Just like I had to applaud. Beyond the emotion, the action is unbelievable. It's probably the best live action Spider-Man action we've ever gotten. Visually, I'm mind blown still. They really got Peter moving like Insomniac Spider-Man. Everything is so frenetic. It's so fluid. The cable work, the way like Peter, like I can't, like, yo, Andrew, you kind of just got dethroned low key. The swinging, it was gorgeous. It's everything that I wanted. It's everything that I could have asked for and more. The Hulk set piece was insane, but my favorite and by far and away maybe the best live action Spider-Man fight ever is Peter versus the Hand. Like, y'all gotta see it! I absolutely adore the dynamics in this. Spider-Man and Punisher are box office together. Some of the funniest scenes that will be memed on your timeline very soon. Peter and Sadie Sink's character, who I will not spoil, immense stuff. Peter with Ned and MJ, which absolutely shocked me. They made a very mature decision with them that I won't spoil as well. Just, they hit it out the ballpark. And on top of this amazing stuff, there's so much connective tissue for the future of the MCU that'll leave you just jaw-dropped and just theorizing and just so excited for the future of the MCU. I'll elaborate further in my actual review, but right now I'm kind of just like mind-blown and shell-shocked and just taking it all in because this is just a moment that we're all going to live through, and I'm really grateful to have experienced this absolute peak. So yeah, I loved it.